Hey everybody, my name is Nate, you're watching WASD20, welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is a game that I've been looking at for a while, had my eye on, and I picked it up. It just released this past week. It is a turn-based role-playing game, and it's available for PC, and I think PS4 and Xbox One as well. And I picked it up because I'm a big fan of Numenera, the tabletop setting, and this is of course related, same world. And thought, you know, this is worth checking out. I've never actually played Numenera. I've had this book for like over a year and been meaning to play it. But we're going to jump in and we're going to start a new game here. This is my first time jumping in. And it looks like it's somewhat related to using the same engine perhaps as Pillars of Eternity. Male.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you.
Ooh, don't know if I like that.
Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you, but the details slip away as you grasp at them. You force your eyes open.
I'm gonna look around.
A white-pink fleshy cocoon surrounds you. Even as you look, a minor rent in its side tears open, and the howling wind forces its way inside. The cocoon rips away, gone before you can grab it, spinning you into a dizzying...
On my cocoon!
Falling, the world many kilometers beneath you. You catch a glimpse of a curved horizon, and also the ground beneath you that is approaching deceptively quickly. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in upon itself. A corona of acid green and black energy playing around its edges.
This is very good writing.
The wind buffets you and burns your eyes, but you don't need to see the details of the faraway ground to know you're in serious trouble. You won't survive a fall from this stratospheric height. A part of your frantic mind babbles that technically you probably fell from a thermospheric height. You struggle to stay focused as the ground rushes toward you.
Alright, so look at the horizon, flatten out to catch the wind. Ooh, that wind is getting loud. Ooh. Try to judge how far it is to the ground. Flatten out to catch the wind. I'm a practical guy.
Your arms and legs, and they respond.
Practical guy.
You stop tumbling head over heels. Though you were still spinning laterally, that motion has calmed as well. And you have space to assess your situation, and perhaps to understand the predicament and the body.
That wind is like way louder than the speech here. But
below you, you see a large landmass. A massive ocean dominates the rest of the visible blue, dotted here and there with island chains. Small moons, unusual structures, and strange machines rush past you in glittering profusion as you plummet toward the ground.
Into the ninth world we go, I hope. Study the world, look at its body. Try to remember what happened.
It's hazy. You were in a tall passageway, its sides slicked with dew, the air warm and moist, as if you were caught in the breath of a giant organism. You remember fleeing in fear and exhilaration, laughing through the terror. What was it that pursued you?
So this, I think this is the spiritual successor in some ways to Torment, Planescape Torment, which is a game, I think it came out in the 90s, very well received. I never played it.
Cocoon and fell from the station, the moon, and then you were empty. But who were you?
But who were you?
Creature. A word surfaces in your thoughts, and you seize it before it vanishes. Sorrow.
Huh.
The world
A minute ago I was laughing.
You're about to hit.
Sorrow. Try to remember the sorrow. Try to stop the fall one last time. I'm gonna try to remember.
It's your mind to recall, but you push past it. A creature of the forgotten world seeking you out across the centuries. But it's not you it seeks, is it? It sought the man whose memories you shuffle through now. And you realize suddenly that you are not him.
Oh, snap.
You were... Who? Who were you?
Look at the world.
A forest stretches to your west, perched on the edges of civilization. Smoke from a great city rises to the north of the bay you're going to crash into when you finish this mad dive. To the northeast, you can barely see the edges of a gold-glinting desert. Directly below you, a bright dome carved of crystal is perched within the littered waters of the bay. Outside it, two figures point at your blazing descent. One throws out a dusky arm and colors surround you, slowing your fall. But it is not enough. You crash into the crystalline structure.
Oh, man.
With a profound and horrific crunch, pain radiating through every part of your body, and the squeal of tortured machinery echoes simultaneously through your ears.
Yep,
And
I'm
then
feeling it. I'm hearing it. Darkness. Oh. All right. So, okay. Right mouse button to move. I'm big. Was expecting to be smaller. I wonder if I can zoom out. Okay, there we go. I'm zooming out. I'm just using the scroll button there. Okay, so if I walk over here, metal waves roll over the floor below, sending vibrations through the soles of your boots. So I can't walk over there. Interact. What's this? Oh. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's round hollows, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons, wasted. Okay, so this is might, using strength sort of thing. Carefully move the bowl beneath the liquid. You've encountered your first task. You have 3 stat pools, might, speed, and intellect, that you can use to increase your chances of success. This is called using effort. Okay, so yeah, this is a lot like the Numenera rules from what I have read of them. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use right or left click to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail this task. In Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. Okay. I dig it. So, do I like click on this to spend my might? Maybe I do. Continue. You carefully take hold of the bowl, avoiding the teeth on the serrated rim. With a deep breath, you move it over the glowing pool of fallen light. Okay, catch some light here. Nice. Drink it. Drop by drop, the bowl fills, ripples spreading over the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale blue luminescence stretches into the corners of the room. A clear radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the nearest shadows and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole, not yet, but you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of this spreading light. Echo, echo, echo. Hello, are you still down there? We're up here. Build a path up to us, and be careful. Will do, sir. I see a path has been built. How convenient. So zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, so, zooming in, the graphics, they're not great, but, I wasn't really... This game, by the way, retails for $45 on Steam. So, and it was a Kickstarter game. I did not have super high expectations for the graphics, and that's not what people come into these games for, I don't think. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind, but it looks decent enough. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this water. Logged hell, a bubble of stale air, your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves, but this body's an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but that is hardly your concern. The mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. Deceive him by telling that you've heard sounds of pursuit. Threaten him until he returns. Cast a spell? Yeah, I'm down with casting a spell. I'm going to spend all my points here. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air until a solution appears in your mind. You snatch the device from his hands, rewire it, and shove it back at him. Oh, he says, examining your work. Sorry, I was trying to improve this thing. He waves the device at the door. and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the water-bordered cells and the aquatic viewing areas that you seek lies there. Moments later, you're underwater again. I hear the your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact you need to complete something. It hovers over a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electrical current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. So this sounds kind of like a cipher, perhaps? I think that's what they call them. Oh, look at that. Number 3. Use a device to stop them, one of the ciphers in your belt. I'm going to disable the sonar pulse. You focus on the cloudy base of the pedestal. Your fingers instinctively find the control panel on the jeweled force field, almost as if you had built it there in the first place. You remove it, casting it to the side, and you reach inside to deactivate the crystals that power both pulse and pedestal. As you remove them, a scaly hand falls on your shoulder. Your head whips around and you see only the inky blackness of a piscine eye. I don't know that word. Fishy eye, I guess. The memory begins to fade as if you were being drawn backward through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pit. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into the gap of your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else. A gust of sour air pulling at you like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. I dig it. It's a good writing. I wish there was a little more voice. I'm doing a lot of reading, which is fine. I enjoy a good dramatic read, as you probably know. Okay, so we got some stuff here. Party inventory. Let's click on this stuff. This is equipment which contains any items in the current character. Equipment includes melee and ranged weapons, shields, armor. Okay. Your backpack contains the items being carried by the current character. You can equip, inspect, and transfer items from it. Okay. So I think I'll be probably having a party of more than one here. Quest items contain any special items required for quests. Quest items cannot be discarded or sold, so you won't need to worry about accidentally losing one. Okay. The final section shows the ciphers you are carrying and your cipher limit. Ciphers shown in the inner rings are highlighted in blue and safe for carry. Those in the outer ring, highlighted in orange, are over your cipher limit and inflict negative effects as long as you're carrying them. You can use, sell, discard, or transfer the item to another party member to get back under your cipher limit. I could see ciphers being a really cool mechanic in a video game, as they seem to be in Numenera, the tabletop role-playing game. But yeah, I could see that being really cool. Okay, so character sheet. So yeah, it's pretty blank right now because I haven't really made a character, I assume. We got our journal there for quests. I didn't actually see these ciphers. It sounded like I had ciphers. Oh, maybe these are them. Oh, here we go. Cipher limit 0 of 2. It sounded like I had a cipher, didn't it? But apparently not. Anyway, maybe I'm missing something here. Okay, so I've got 5, 5, and 5. I'm pretty even across the board right now. I got just an unarmed attack for 1 physical damage. Okay, let's go. So I've read some reviews of this game. I heard the combat is not great, but the lore and the storytelling is pretty cool. Okay, so the light around the door's frame dims and flares like a roaring fire in the high wind. So yeah, lots of dialogue. I heard there's not much combat, and what combat there is it's not the highlight of the game necessarily. Countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of this door. Someone made a great effort to get inside to no avail. No sign or symbols tells you what might be behind this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronze segmented surface, and the thick metal wheel seems frozen in place. Okay, well, let me in. Let me in, guys. Oh, I was going to check out the rest of this stuff here. Character sheet, inventory, journal. Looks like I've already covered that. Area map. Let's look at that. Ooh, that's kind of a pretty map. I'm surprised. No merchants here. Tell you what, no merchants here. That's how my character talks. I don't want to do any of that. We'll save. Dark Fathom, yeah. Okay, I was going to name it Nate, but that's way cooler. Return to game. Alright. Let's check this out here. So, how do I get here? Do I have to go back down here? Oh, wait, that orb. Okay, I'm dumb. It looked like just like one of these lights, like almost that reflection, but this is something special right here. Ah, you stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Verdant crag. I love the writing. Alright, beneath the two of you is a broad plateau, towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware, humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were, desperately, this seems like the right place. I don't know about this, the woman says, her flat voice neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we've found? Draw our attention to the hidden details that your more experienced eye can clearly see. Use your charm to persuade her. I'm going to do number 1. You shade your eyes against the bright sun so that you point out the thin bands radiating out from the metallic disc. How the energy from those bands affects the local fauna, suggesting an enormous source of prior world energy. She thinks deeply. It's geologically sound? Have you run the sounding samples and checked the strata? No major caverns or weaknesses showed up on your reconnaissance scans? She waits for your affirmation and says, "All right, I'm convinced." The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend into the plateau to examine the open ground. Yeah, I don't see any woman with me. I don't know. Is this a voice in my head? The woman suggests that having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Okay, so use the Numenera integrated in your construct's body to overwhelm the behavior or malfunction. Examine the construct for mechanical faults. Look for a deeper solution. Perhaps it's an effect of the metallic disc itself. Gonna go 2. Examine for mechanical faults. Everything resolves in a sharp focus, and you see the servitor's rear actuators are corrupted. I'd love to get some vocab here. You know, yeah, I remember, I think it was, what was it? That one game that I played? The sequel to Pillars of Eternity. Tyranny, there we go, Tyranny. Had that, and I really liked it. Like, you could hover over a word and get some glossary terms. You dig into the construct's back. It seems not to mind as long as you don't interfere with its task. Deftly, you reset the actuators and see energy sparks into disused portions of the construct's brain. The sound effects are great right now. Like, I've got this like whispering in my ears. It's kind of creepy. The construct resumes its work, and this time it listens when you speak to it. Acknowledged. It obediently trundles to the site of your new shelter. The image freezes, then fades, and you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind, block by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head, reclaiming your memory. It hurts. And once more, there's something else. Hair lifts, one by one, on the back of your neck. Ah, dang, I was hoping for the head, but okay, I'll take it. Something beyond this room can sense what you're doing, and is hunting you. Am I going to get to fight? Am I going to get to fight some bad guys? Walk this way. Okay. Interact. Man, that's creepy. A vision of a city springs up around you. Your city, in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn toward the door of the tower, 2 of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor, and holding a hilt with a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance single file, confined by the parapet. Trade blows with the giant. Duck under the giant's swing and attack before he can strike. Fight defensively and figure out who presents the greater threat. I'm going to duck under the giant's swing. Correct answer is always C. Oh wait, that was B. You roll under the blurring arc of his axe. He's overconfident, testing you without committing to the attack. Yes, he's fast, but not as fast as you are. And when he raises the great axe above his head to finish you, you're able to bury your blade under his breastplate. The blade emerges from the back of his neck, and his lifeblood washes over your hands. He falls, taking your weapon with him, and his companion attacks. Uh-oh. Her invisible blade is far more lethal than the giant's axe. You duck as she thrusts at you, and the wall behind you hisses, destroyed. Her return swing cuts through your armor, ruining your breastplate. She doesn't have to be skilled with a weapon like this. She just has to make contact. You time your attack just as she pulls it back for another strike. You barrel into her, driving her over the wall, and she drops screaming to the ground 50 meters below. Woo! The immediate threat ended. You focus on finding your way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond you. See, okay, that was a cool fight. It would have been nice to fight that fight, but I read about it. It was cool. Earlier, excuse me. We're going to crack the door open and sneak past. You press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open. Your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly, the sound like a bell in your memory. You pause, but the soldiers in the hall continue to talk. You push again, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening, and creep down the blood-stained hall. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you, like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you, as though a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movement within the borders of a mirror at the edge of the room. So far, I mean, this is a lot of reading. I am thinking this would be cool. If you play Numenera, the tabletop game, this would be awesome because it's just giving you good inspiration for the game. I mean, it can give inspiration for any role-playing game setting, but running games in the Ninth World, I imagine you're getting a lot of inspiration. And if you're new to the Ninth World, maybe getting some good feel for the flavor of it. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But I think this could have been shorter for sure. Some of this stuff, it's giving good flavor. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more, but that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them, burped. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs and the choices you made. Shining like distant stars, your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number become immediately turned to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. I feel a character creation coming on. Point at the doppelganger moving cautiously through the cloud. Point at the doppelganger slipping gracefully through the mob. Slipping gracefully through the mob. The doppelganger darts from the crowd, leans out of the mirror and gently pokes your nose. When you try to do the same, it deftly leans out of your reach, laughing. How flirtatious. It chuckles, waiting for your decision. This is who I am. We're just going to go with it to keep things moving here. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shimmer all around it. Technology of several kinds, from a myriad of past ages. You get the feeling you would be comfortable with all of it. The word nano sounds in your mind. Game descriptor. Graceful. Okay, I'll take it. So yeah, I think I'm kind of doing a little bit of character creation or background sort of thing here. Your doppelganger continues, walking, stepping into you, filing you, making you, or filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out in the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly a grotesque noise rings out through the shared worlds, like a bell, if bells could rot. Something is coming. The mirror fades, leaving a dark, open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Darn right I do. Okay. Your choices in the memories in the mirror have begun to build your character, but now you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. First, you can decide to change your type. Type defines the abilities and skills you'll be able to acquire as you advance. Okay, so type, we've got nano is what I am. Nanos are sometimes called mages, wizards, sorcerers, or witches. Whatever they're called. Nanos, master of the mysteries. Okay. I'm not going to read all of this because I've done enough reading. You guys have heard enough reading, but Jacks are intrepid explorers and adventurers. Jack of all trades, hence the name. Wily, resourceful, etc. Clever tongue. Treasure hunters, grifters, scalds, rogues. And the glaive must be the beefy warrior. Yep, there it is. The elite warriors of the Ninth World using weapons and armor to fight their enemies. Scouts, guardians, warlords, and soldiers could be glaives. So yeah, I'll stick with nano. That was the choice. That's kind of a magey mage type of thing, which I'm cool with. So ability. Okay, so this is just telling. I see. This is just telling what a nano would get. So nano gets concentration increase, cipher limit increase, and onslaught. Okay, and they have heavy weapons. Wait, I have heavy weapons? No, red must mean no. I think red must mean I don't get that, probably. Concentration and quick fingers. Oh, those are skills. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what that means. Well, anyway, let's keep going here. I dig it. I'm a graceful nano. Yeah, that's the thing about characters in Numenera. They always have a adjective, noun. And there's only 3 classes, but then you can have that adjective before that kind of says some other things about you. Stat pools are the resources used to apply effort or activate abilities. You can distribute points as you see fit. Glaives tend to favor might and or speed, while nanos favor intellect. Jacks usually benefit from a balanced set of points, so I definitely would like to go for some intellect here. 0 points remaining. Yeah, we'll just go with 2 in intellect. We're going to do it. Abilities unlocked by your type can be active actions, such as attack spells, spell-like esoteries, or unique passive effects. Continue. Oh, okay, so ability types. I get to pick 2 of them. Scan thoughts, innervate, quantum step, adaptation, and resourceful. +1 training level in cipher use skill. I'm going to go with that for 1. Remove all negative fettles, including flank less. Sounds like that would be useful. This seems like a heal, so that sounds useful. I'm going to go with that. Alright. Hit next here. Character creation. Most skills increase your chance of success on specific kinds of actions and tasks, but some give other passive bonuses. Each skill starts at the novice level and can be increased to trained and specialized, granting greater bonuses at each level. Descriptors often leave some skills at the double red level, inability level, meaning they inflict penalties. When upgraded, These return to the novice level. Okay, so yeah, the double red is not good. Gonna go with, no, I'm gonna go with machinery. Yep. Can I do, nope, just one. Choose a weapon skill. Only glaives receive training in weapons. Okay, so I don't get that. Although you chose your descriptor from among the many doppelgangers in the mirror, you now have a chance to view the specific bonuses and penalties it grants. You can also examine the effects of other descriptors and choose a new one if you wish. Okay. Graceful. I feel like I have to stick with it. I don't, but I feel like I should. Mystical I like. Alright, we're just gonna stick with what it gave me. What I chose out of the mirror, I guess. Are you sure you wish to proceed? I'm sure. Oh. Do I get to pick a name? I don't get to pick a name. Okay. We'll confirm. So this behind me here looks like a map. My chair's in the way. Little map, kind of cool. Little logo. But looks kind of like a cipher too, perhaps. Wow, very purple here. The Spectre. Everything about this spectral figure seems dreamlike. He is a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome bearded face seems hauntingly familiar. Though you've never seen him before, he breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure what that would work. We pooled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of me than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. Look, I'll bet you've got lots of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out of there and finish the process. He shrugs. It shouldn't be too hard. Before I met you, it felt like. He closes his eyes. That's the memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious. It's our death. It's the sorrow. He closes his eyes. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. Okay, what do you mean by finish the process? That's a good question right there. After you wake up from this dream state, attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just climb inside that and everything will be fine. Okay. How do you know all this? He throws up his hands in frustration. I'm just part of you. I look at you and I know. This place was made for you, for us, and I remember pieces of knowledge that came with me when you ask your questions, but that's all. Who are you? He pauses and looks down at himself, considering a long time before answering. I'm you. I'm part of your mind, a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you with the memories of the others who are here. I don't know what happened next. This is like, there's no really way I'm like not seeing a buy option. Not that I would want to do that. No. If this plays in my mind, why don't I remember any of this? It's your mind, a construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts, store your true self. Wait, you know how people say, in the first place. This is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You'd probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come back to you later. What do you mean attuned to the tides? Oh, whoops, I clicked the wrong one. What's a resonance chamber? Remember pieces of it, but not the whole. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember it having 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set in the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be nearby. What do you mean attuned to the tides? Tides are like a force, like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is, your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will attune as it wakes up. So how do I get back to the real world? There's a portal down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through it, and the whole tides thing should take care of itself. He crosses his arms. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber and activate it. Then we can... What in the hell is that? Hells is that? There's apparently a couple hells. Oh no. I do not like the look of this. Gods, it's the sorrow. The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of them, destroy its anchors, or else the sorrow will erase us forever. Crisis initiated. Kill the reflections, anchoring the sorrow to your mind. A crisis begins when you enter a dangerous situation. I dig it. I like crises. Crises are turn-based encounters where you can fight, sneak, manipulate the environment, or talk your way out of trouble. Okay. Each turn you can take one action to attack or activate an ability. You can also take one move. Sounds good. Sounds properly RPG. That reflection near you. Kill it. You'll loosen the sorrows. Well, I didn't read it. Okay. Click on that. Effort can be applied to attacks to increase your chance to hit. As with other attacks, each level of effort increases your chances by 20% at the cost of 1 point from a stat pool. Unarmed attacks use speed, but the other weapons and abilities may use might or intellect instead. Okay, so... Oh yeah, I'm going to spend some effort here. I got a critical hit. Oh no, what in the... It's escaping. It's going to hide inside your mind. Oh no, this is terrible. Now run, get to the next one. Okay, you can sacrifice your attack action for the turn to double your move instead of attacking. The movement preview line turns purple when over a position that requires a double move. So, that does not turn purple, it doesn't look like. Out of range. Okay, so we gotta move. Oh no, guys, I did the bad thing. I was trying to click on that foot and it just moved me over there. This is not good. Okay, let's try that again, huh? Can I attack that? Out of range. Okay, well let's move at least. And then I can move again. Maybe. Nope. Oh boy, this sorrow is just sending things into my mind. I don't like it. Alright, let's attack now. Should we apply some effort? No, we're not going to do it. We're just going to attack. Can I just attack? I guess I got to apply effort. Got it. Okay, you've already used your attack this turn. You'll need to wait until the next turn to deal with another reflection. You can move somewhere to spend your remaining move, but if you want to end your turn early, you can click the end turn button in the lower left. I think I will move. We'll just move over here. I'm not going to click on the foot this time. I'm just going to move and get in position. Uh-oh. Sorrow infection is going up. What's it doing now? It's infecting it somehow. Fettles are temporary conditions or status effects that can improve or reduce a character's actions. The sorrow has just placed a fettle on the remaining reflection. You can remove this fettle, but you may find a way to overcome it. You can't remove it. Okay. Yeah, so I gotta do something. Is there something I can do other than, oh, onslaught? Oh, so I got my spells here. Well, let's try this. Okay, did it work? Wow. You pried it loose. That thing has a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. I'm not going to correct your grammar here, but... Alright, he holds his head in his hands. I can't believe it found us in here. He looks at you, terror in his eyes. That thing, the sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is that shimmering dome over there. Go. Now. I'm going. Let me go to it. Gotta get to the chamber, gotta get to the chamber, gotta get to the chamber, gotta get to the chamber. Hey, there it is. How convenient. It looks broken.
From? His body's smashed to talk. So wonder he's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not his origin point. But look, he's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
Okay. Oh, wow. I get up and they get knocked down. Well, guys, I think I am going to end part 1 here. Oh, I got my first achievement. Not dead yet. Was my achievement. Thank you. And join me for part 2 if you want to see a little more of this. I don't know how much I'll be playing, but definitely going to be a part 2. So stick around. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Any comments or questions about the game, love to hear from you down below. Especially if you've played it, what are your thoughts so far? Are you enjoying it? Would you recommend it to others? So far, I'm thinking it's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, but we're pretty new to this yet. So anyway, stick around. Part 2 coming right up next.